On the eve of 75th Diamond Jubilee, Indian Constitution Day, at the outset I would like to convey my hearty greetings and best wishes to all the fellow citizens of India and more particularly the legal fraternity. Hitherto, we used to celebrate this as a National Lawyers' Day, right from 1979, this day on which the Constitution of India, drafted by the world-renowned scholar, intellectual and father of Indian Constitution, Babasaheb Ambedkar, was approved and adopted by the Constituent Assembly, and it was adopted on 26 November 1949, and it came into effect or force from January 26, 1950, which we are celebrating as a Republic Day. So this is basically a lawyer's celebration. That's why in the celebration of this day as a National Lawyers' Day was started in the year 1979, and it has been continued by all the legal fraternity throughout the world, including the Apex Court of India. However, in the year 2015, the Government of India has rechristened the name of this day as an Indian Constitution Day, and since then we are calling it as an Indian Constitution Day. What is the importance of this Constitution? Why it was approved and adopted by the Constituent Assembly, and how the legal fraternity are concerned with the Constitution? That was very aptly described by Justice P.N. Bhagavati in a function on the National Lawyers' Day in 1985. And I would like to remind all the legal fraternity, more particularly the lawyers, what he said on the occasion is that it is in the fitness of the things that the day on which the Constitution was endorsed and implemented to be celebrated as a law day is to emphasize and highlight the fundamental role of law in the society and remind ourselves of the sublime purpose which the law is intended to serve the public in a republic governed by the rule of law. The real purpose of celebrating Law Day is to rededicate ourselves to the ideals of Indian Constitution as enshrined in the preamble of the Constitution, and it's basically a guide to the legal fraternity. And the important object of celebration of this National Law Day, in the words of P.N. Bhagavati, is that to remind the country and the nation about the independent judiciary and about the independent legal profession. These are the most important pillars of the Constitution. So he said that there should be an independent judiciary, and also the lawyers also must be independent to protect the Indian Constitution, because this is that's why Babasaheb Ambedkar also said that it's not a mere lawyer's document. It's not a mere lawyer's document. It's a way of life to this country, and it's an inspiration to the future generation. Bhavi Taralaku kuda idu spurti. Kabatti this is the Constitution which was laboriously drafted by Babasaheb Ambedkar by struggling and sacrificing his health, happiness and everything for 2 years, 11 months, 18 days. And he drafted the Constitution. And I would like to remind all of you that there were 7 members drafting committee. And some people may say that no, he is not the only person who drafted the Constitution, and the credit should not go to him. But what Alladi Krishnaswamy said in the Constituent Assembly meeting, yes, we were there 7 in the drafting committee, but unfortunately 2 of them could not participate, and the other person was fell ill, and other person is busy in the political activities, and somebody is out of abroad. So the entire burden of drafting, preparing the Indian Constitution fell on the shoulders of Babasaheb Ambedkar. So the entire credit goes to him. That's what he publicly stated, and is borne out by record in the Constituent Assembly debates. So my friends, this what he has done, and I would like to remind you, we అందరికీ కూడా ఎందుకంటే లీగల్ ప్రొఫెషనల్స్ కాబట్టి చెప్తా ఉన్నా, there are countries having constitutions, but they are only single race. But whereas in India, it is having divergent cultures, divergent languages, divergent caste and communities and regions, and to cater all the needs of the people and to bring them under one umbrella and to maintain its unity and integrity, it's an Herculean task to prepare a constitution. That laborious effort was successfully conducted by Baba Saheb Ambedkar, and yet even after 77 years of implementation of the Constitution is keeping the unity and integrity of the nation together, and we are all having coexistence. But under these circumstances, it's not only an occasion to celebrate as a National Lawyers Day, but also we must remember the sacrifice made by the Baba Saheb Ambedkar, and at the same time, as a legal professionals, it is our bounden duty to watch and be vigilant how the Constitution is being implemented. How the Constitution is being implemented, whether the core objectives and ideals of the Constitution are being implemented in letter and spirit by the governments elected by the people, or they are diluting the Constitution, or distorting the Constitution, and they are destroying the institutions to establish their own personal hidden hegemonic agenda. This is the prime responsibility of the legal fraternity to watch. Because Baba Saheb Ambedkar said, very categorically, he mentioned in the Constituent Assembly, at the time of this approving and adopting the Constituency, what he said is, Indian Constitution is very strong enough to keep this country united in peace times and also in war times. And if the Constitution fails, it is not the fault of the Constitution, but the people who are given power to implement the Constitution. And it is the people are white. And he also said, ultimately, who is to be blamed? What the Indian preamble says, we the people of India. So it is the people of India who drafted, who enacted, and who gave Constitution to themselves. So ultimate sovereigns are peoples of India. And it is the prime responsibility to watch and to be vigilant whether the Constitution is being properly implemented or not. So the objectives of liberty, equality and fraternity, which enshrined in the preamble of the Constitution, are the ultimate goal of this Constitution Day. So we as a lawyers, let us awake and arise to our responsibility towards the society and be watchful how the governments are diluting the Constitution or distorting the Constitution. And we must protect this Constitution in order to save democracy and in order to give equal respect to all citizens. Liberty, equality and fraternity are the prime goals. So I would like to remind all my friends in the legal profession to rededicate ourselves to the ideals of the Constitution and take pledge to protect this Constitution. Thank you. Thank you.